So, like I said, I went back and watched the video a couple times, and I just think after talking to you, I would say I'm guilty of putting the blame on black women about black problems. But after talking to you, I actually think it's the black men that are the biggest problem. I think so many black men are just stubborn, and like you said yesterday, living in a fantasy. I think us men living in a fantasy too, and we don't realize it, and a lot of us won't accept it. But I think it's good if let's talk about one of the first things we brought up yesterday. And that was you saying accountability starts with a woman. Y'all decide who y'all want to open y'all legs up to first. Y'all decide who y'all want to have a baby by. Right? That's what you agree with.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. You want to elaborate?
No. You good? Come on.
Okay, so accountability starts with women because they decide who they want to open their legs up first. They decide who they want to have a baby by. Correct? So, when we got to your situation, why did you take accountability for your baby mama making that decision? Because according to your logic, the accountability should have went on her. But instead, you put it on yourself. So if you were able to put it on yourself, why all black men aren't able to put it on themselves?
Because you in this world, you got people who live by their own code. You got people who really live by morals the right way. So for me, it's morals. And the reason why my baby mama didn't take accountability for it, because when she met me, I was everything for her. I didn't even want her. It was all about sex. But I was thinking more with my dick than I was with my mind. You know what I'm saying? So on her end, she was looking for, like most girls, she liked that street hood swag nigga. You know what I'm saying? She felt like I had that. She was in love with that versus who I actually was as a person. Who I was as a person is somebody who just saw her as sex. She should have denied me. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have let me put no baby in you because you knew I didn't see you as long term. When I say the accountability is on me, because I knew exactly who she was as a woman. I knew that she wouldn't have been nobody I would have ever married. But I still decided to think with my dick with her and put a baby in her by accident. You know what I'm saying? So I take that responsibility because how me and her relationship is now, it's chaos. And it's not on my end, it's on her end. But I already knew who she was. So I gotta own all that.
Okay. That didn't really answer my question. So I'm gonna ask it again. Because matter of fact, let's touch on part of your answer. You said it's about morals. You do realize people, like you said, have their own way of living, which means people's way of determining morals is opinionated. Yeah. Like, let me give you an example. Because moral ain't just right and wrong, because people look at life different. Now, if you're at a job and there's a set standard, then yes, we know coming late is wrong. Yes, we know not finishing your job is wrong. But when we're dealing with people, we're dealing with opinions. Unless you claim some type of set or religion, now you're supposed to live under that standard. So let's take for instance somebody from the ghetto. I see my cousin shoot somebody. what's right and what's wrong. Me snitching on my cousin, everybody would say, bro, you dead wrong. Am I right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But me doing the right thing would be holding my cousin accountable for the murder he committed. Wouldn't that be the right thing?
All right. It's two answers I could give. If we real street niggas, then no, that's not the right thing. If you live on the other side, then yeah, it would be the right thing.
So again, let's bring it back to what I was saying, perception. And with every person is different. So again, when I said, I'm going on your logic, because I'm having a conversation with you. So when you said accountability, and let's not get it confused. I'm not saying that accountability goes to anybody, because to me, for one, I think it's men's fault, but I'm not saying you're wrong about who you put accountability on. But what I believe is that man logic is never accurate. I think every man that I talk to who go on their own logics, it always contradicts itself at some point. So that's what I'm challenging today. And you said accountability starts with women. Y'all decide who to open y'all legs up to. Y'all decide who y'all want to have a baby by. But when we brought up your situation, you took accountability. So I'm trying to figure out why that accountability, the same accountability you took, why it can't be put on every black man.
But I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of black men who are getting these women pregnant, they are more than likely getting the good women pregnant. The ones who you were actually wife. They getting them pregnant. When I say take accountability for me on that, because she was nobody who I would have saw as wifey. She is nobody I wanted to have a baby by. You know, I just happened to get caught up in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would take accountability for that. But for these other dudes, you know, who get these good girls pregnant, it's more like, I guess for them, if I'm gonna have a kid, I at least want it by a good woman. Even though I know I don't want to marry her, none of that shit, but I know my kid gonna be in good hands with her. Rather they decide they want to be in their kid life or don't. And then if you compare it to like street niggas, like what we were just talking about, they live by their own code. So they don't really give a fuck. So when that accountability go on a woman is you chose a street nigga and you let him get you pregnant hoping it will make him more of the family man type guy. That whole fantasy, that whole illusion you gave yourself, and you was hoping you could have really made a home. And you chose to do that with a nigga who is a street nigga. Street niggas ain't really trying to be, you know, the whole family home, being at home and all that shit. You know, they want to be in the streets. So you choose a nigga
I think street niggas have the most kids.
Yeah. You know,
to be honest. But I will ask you this: 6 years ago, were you a street nigga?
6 years ago, what year they would have put us in? No, not 6 years ago. I was working. I was still finding myself.
Okay, so you weren't a street nigga when you had your son. So technically, according to your standard, your baby mama didn't do it that way of having a baby by a street nigga. She actually had a baby by what you would consider a good dude.
Well, when I say,
but it still didn't work out in her favor.
When I said like I was finding myself, meaning like I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm in them streets. I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? Part of me living good, part of me doing the devil work. You know what I'm saying? So I was finding myself. That's what I mean by it. So the part of me, what she was falling in love with was, you know, the swag I had. You know what I'm saying? See me and my niggas gambling, I'm coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of lifestyle. Knowing how me and my niggas roll is like she fell in love with that shit. You know, to the point she even tatted my name on it. You know, part of it could be sex, all that shit, whatever, how women look at it, but that's what really drew her into me though. So the other part of me, when I was trying to be good, I couldn't get her on that page with me. If that makes sense.
I mean, do you? Okay, I get it. Because the question I was just about to ask you, I actually got a question coming up, and we'll move to the next question though. I appreciate it. So here's something else you said yesterday. You said if a man marries the wrong woman, and this kind of tally out the first question. You saying women are responsible for who they have a baby with, and then after that you said if a man marries the wrong woman, that accountability would be on the man. So having children, the accountability is on the woman, but getting married, the accountability is on man.
Yeah.
And my question is, why is it that black men look at marriage as more serious than having a child?
To be honest, I don't think black men look at marriage more serious. You know, if we being way more technical, deep about it, more men take who they having a baby by more serious than anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got so many baby mamas. You don't have a lot of women who are married. You know what I'm saying? So you got niggas.
That proves. But hold on, looking at what you just said proves that men take marriage more serious than having a baby, because men will have a baby and they won't get married though. So that means they looking at having a baby like it's not that serious, which to me, having a baby is way more serious than even getting married.
Okay, so you speaking on that aspect of it. Okay, I fully understand what you're saying now. Yeah, I mean, if you want to say,
because again, according to what you said that having a child, that accountability goes on a woman. Getting married, accountability goes on a man. So I'm trying to figure out why in black men's mind do we not take having a child way more serious than even getting married? Because a person could go get married, get divorced, and move on with their life. You have a baby, you actually got to deal with your baby mama. So why is it black men? Because again, it's 50% of black men don't even get married ever in their whole life. So why is it that black men think that it's okay to have children out of wedlock, but they take getting married so serious? Why is that?
Well, on that aspect, it depends on which group of men you talk to. Because you got some good men out here who take marriage serious, and they gonna try not to have a baby out of wedlock. But then if we speaking on those other niggas who feel like they God gift to women, you know what I'm saying? They just see women as pussy. You know, those type of guys, their philosophy on it might be just, shit, she was a good girl. I wanted her to have my kid. You know, she locked in to me forever. I own her forever. You know, that's how some niggas look at shit. You feel me? So it all depends on which audience it is you talk to. You got some dudes who gonna take marriage way more serious.
I need something better than that, Zay.
No. We can't do that, because that means you'll be stripping away what's going on in the real world. You got some niggas who feel like they are God gift to women, and they will trap a woman in, making her feel you are locked into me forever. You know what I'm saying? Then you got guys on the other spectrum of it who take marriage serious. You know, who wants to really marry somebody knowing that she's gonna be the right mother for his kids. You know, so you can't strip away those other guys, because then we're down there be living in a perfect world. So you gotta have it both ways.
So what plays the biggest role? I mean, I'm okay with having it both ways, but again, when I'm asking the question, I'm trying to figure out why is it? Is it a cultural thing? Is it this is how they're being raised? And because again, according to the numbers we brought up yesterday, 75% of children are being born fatherless, without a father raising them. So that says that even backs up what I'm saying. Black men don't take having a child that serious, but they take marriage very, very serious, to the point where 50% of them don't even get married. But damn near all of us having kids. So it's like, why? Why do we think it's okay to have kids without being married? And like, I'm expecting an answer like, I mean,
well, hold on. When you say it like that, for us, why we as a whole, because shit, yeah, that part comes of, you know, the parenting part. You know, don't too many people have the right, you know, parents in their life to guide them into the right direction. You know, a lot of people kind of just, they freestyling, they just going with it. They doing what they see other people do. You know what I'm saying? You don't have too many fathers who are able to teach their kids, or who teaching their kids the right way. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to a man being with a woman. But the reason why I put that accountability on that woman like that, because you also need to make sure you are choosing the right man to have a baby by, because that right man is going to teach his son, and then that son is going to teach his son, and then it's going to keep going. But if you out here having babies by dudes who don't really give a fuck, then shit, what you expect? That's going to keep passing down over and over.
Again, if you put the accountability on the woman, but you took accountability for your own situation. So you can't have it both ways. Either the men are the ones accountable, or the women are the ones accountable. And I think it's the men. You think it's the women, but in your situation,
no. Listen, you gotta really grab what I'm saying. When I say I took accountability, me taking accountability for, you know, my baby mama, because she was somebody I actually did not want a baby by. You got dudes who having babies by girls they actually want to have the baby by, because they know she's a good mother. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference right there. I took accountability by putting a baby in somebody who I knew I wouldn't even say as wifey. Somebody I knew I wouldn't want raising my kid. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I had to take full custody and do that. Every dude, well, I ain't gonna say every dude, but most dudes who have a good baby mama, they not trying to go for custody. They letting the mama do that because she's a good woman. That's why I take accountability for me on that aspect.
Well, again, I like when you said you like women to be logical. One thing about logic, you can't change it as you go. So again, if you're saying that, even if you're saying some dude running game and trying to trap a girl, if he get her pregnant and leave her, is the accountability, according to your logic, should still fall on the woman.
Facts.
Okay. And even if you was running game and playing with your baby mama, you didn't actually want to have whatever the reason is, the fact that she got pregnant by you, how does, according to your logic, it still not fall on her? It can't all of a sudden fall on you.
Want me to tell you why? Because my baby mama don't regret me as a father. She know I'm a good dude. Those women who I'm talking about accountability, they regret who those fathers are. They regret the decision they made because they thought they was gonna be able to change him. That's the biggest difference right there. My baby mama don't regret me. The other baby,
she was gonna change you. Do you think?
Huh?
Do you think that she thought that you were gonna change and y'all was gonna be together?
Yeah, she thought we was gonna be together.
So she thought the same exact thing as all the other women. So again, when she thought that, but like you said yesterday, the results ain't coming the way she wanted, how can you change who's accountable. And again, I'm just going off your logic because I don't think you can have a set logic and then try to change it just because your situation or you, because at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. She had a child out of wedlock. So according to your logic, it's her fault. According to my logic, it's the man's fault.
Because you gotta listen to how I'm saying it. My baby mama do not regret me. She don't regret having a kid by me because I'm actually good dude. I take care of my son. Those other women, they regret who the fathers are. They hate the choice they made. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think your baby mama ever sat down when you left her to the baby and all that stuff? You don't think she ever said to herself she regret having a baby by you?
Nah.
You don't think she ever thought that in her head?
Nah. The only time she regretted it is when I went for full custody.
As toxic as you say your relationship is, there's absolutely no way that she didn't regret having a child by you at some point.
She did. That means let me tell you what you'll be doing if you try to do that. You'll be trying to make her feel some type of way to prove the point you want to prove. My baby mama never felt like she regretted having a kid by me because she knew deep down my son was in good hands. The only thing she regretted was when I went for full custody. That's when she had a whole different perspective.
I'm sure she regretted whatever she did that made you leave her, or I'm pretty sure she never doubted how good of a father you would be. But again, according to you, she would still want to be with you. So therefore, if you want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with you, you don't think a person gonna regret that they tangled themselves having a baby with somebody that don't want to be with them? You don't think women actually take that personal?
That becomes on the woman. I mean, we can't speak for it.
My point exactly.
Huh?
That's the whole point of what I'm saying. According to your logic, this is how you should have felt from the jump. So when you're saying the accountability goes on you, when you break it down, you put the accountability back on her just as you said from the jump. So all I'm saying is you just got to stay consistent with your logic. It can't change because...
logic is not changing. The only way what you saying with me will make sense if I was the nigga who wasn't around my kid. That I wasn't.
Why do they have anything? I ain't saying nothing about parent. This is what we're talking about. You said if a man, you said accountability for a woman having a child is on the woman. This don't have anything to do with how good a father is. It has nothing to do with any of that. According to your logic, you said accountability starts with a woman. They decide who they open their legs up to, and they decide who they have a baby by. Now, once her son was born, she didn't know how good of a father you would be. At that moment, who was accountable for her getting pregnant and having a baby?
She is.
She is. So what make you think all of a sudden it changes? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. It doesn't change.
Because bro, you gotta add the results. You can't do the example like that and make it stop halfway. You gotta add the results. That's what determines everything. You can't just say you got results on an incomplete story. You gotta have the whole story and see what's the results, and then you decide, was it a good decision, a bad decision? It was good, but I could have did this better. So when the
question isn't if it was a good decision or a bad decision.
No. I'm not saying that's the question. When you say how does the accountability change? The accountability changed based off the end results. So if you had a baby by somebody you knew really wasn't shit, but you was hoping the baby would have changed them, that's on you for living in a fantasy. You still chose to have a baby hoping he would have changed for the baby.
Okay, so what if a woman have a baby with absolutely no thought of mind that he would change? What if a baby go on a one night? What if a woman go out, have fun with her friends, and have sex with some random dude and get pregnant? Who's accountable for that?
And she just got pregnant?
Yeah, isn't it hers? The point is, like
if she just got pregnant, I mean that would be on both for its responsibility. I mean,
Well,
just
it's always on both anyway. You
but
know,
hold
whether
on,
somebody want to admit it.
we speaking on if she just got pregnant. Like we ain't
What I'm
talking
saying
about.
is, anytime a woman get pregnant, like you said, because I agree. You gotta understand. When you said accountability starts with women, pregnancy. We talking about pregnancy. Accountability starts with women because they decide who they want to open their legs up to. So anytime a woman gets pregnant, if she decided to have sex with somebody, she's accountable. But again, the man is accountable too. If he having a kid out of wedlock, he's accountable for the reason he has a child out of wedlock. But the woman is accountable for the reason she has a child out of wedlock. So the accountability falls both ways. But like I said, when you spoke on your situation, you said you're gonna take the accountability, which is completely opposite from what you said earlier yesterday. So it was a contradiction within a matter of 10 minutes.
Hold on. Before you say that, that was definitely not a contradiction. That's how you want to receive it in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Zay, what you mean? What you mean? Receive it in my mind. I'm
Listen.
what you said.
Because I don't think you grabbing the concept. My baby mama. Hold on. Let me just say it. My baby mama doesn't regret who I am as a father. You got other women who regret who they chose to have a baby by because they knew he wasn't shit. That's where the accountability fall on the women because they regret who they had it by. They regret who they had it by. My baby mama don't regret who she had it by. But who I chose to have a baby by, I say the accountability on me because she ain't shit. I don't like who my baby mama is. These other dudes, they like who they baby mama is. That's the difference. That's not contradicting. That's the biggest difference right there.
I understand your situation can be different. But what I'm saying is, if you write down a rule on the wall and say, hey, ma'am, if you get pregnant, it's on you because you choose who you open your legs up to. And then immediately after that, you say, hey, ma'am, you got pregnant, but it's your baby daddy's fault. You don't see the contradiction because you just said that if you get pregnant, ma'am, it's on you. Then shortly after you said, ma'am, you got pregnant, but it's on your baby daddy.
No. That's not what I said, bro. I really need you to listen to yourself, bro. You keep.
Listening.
Hold on. No. This is exactly what you just said, bro. You said if a doctor tell a woman that she gets pregnant, the accountability is on you. But then how I'm saying, if a woman get pregnant, the accountability is on man. That's not for the 1,000th time what I said.
No, that's not what I said. You said the accountability of a woman getting pregnant is on the woman.
It's on the woman. But in my baby,
then you said the accountability of your baby mama getting pregnant is somehow now on the man. That's a contradiction.
No, bro. Listen, I'm not speaking about the pregnancy. I'm not speaking about her having the baby. I said I regretted who my baby mama is as a person, not the pregnancy. As a person, I regret who she is. So me have to have my son and deal with his mother for who she is. That's what I regret. I'm not talking about her regretting the pregnancy of having my son. We ain't talking about goddamn the person getting pregnant. We talking about the aftermath. Meaning when women hate who the fathers are, and then you mad, that's on you. That
wasn't the question when you answered it yesterday.
Yes, it was because I say the same thing. I say the same thing every time.
Well,
I never changed it. I never changed it, bro. I know exactly what I said.
You kept the logic true at the beginning, but you definitely, when I asked you, so who was responsible for you having a kid out of wedlock, you said you hold yourself accountable for that. So again, according to your logic, it was you hold the women accountable for it, but then when it came to your situation, you said you hold yourself accountable.
Okay,
but that's okay.
I see where the disconnect that. I see where the disconnect that. When I speak on the accountability on women, I'm not speaking on when they actually are pregnant. I'm speaking on the aftermath of when they regret who the baby daddy is. That's what I'm speaking on. You speaking on, I just thought about it. You speaking on for us like once she get pregnant and just the pregnancy alone. We ain't talking about.
But no, because if you remember yesterday, we was talking about why does 50% of black women, black people, don't get married at all. So the situation wasn't just specifically, it was a broad situation by the black community. But again, it's okay. So you standing on woman getting pregnant, that accountability goes to the woman.
No. That's why I said that's the disconnect. When you saying just pregnancy alone, like a woman find out she's pregnant, who's accountable for that, right?
Yeah, who's accountable for that?
Yeah, both are accountable for that.
Well, I wasn't. You say accountability starts with the women because they decide who they want to open their legs up to. Listen, they decide who they want to have a baby with.
Because when I spoke on it, I was speaking on the aftermath. You heard me say plenty of times they start regretting who they baby daddies are. So I'm not speaking on the pregnancy alone. I'm speaking on after the pregnancy happened and then they regretting who the fathers are. I'm speaking accountability like that. That's how
I just think it's hard to have when we're trying to come up with solutions to the issues, we have to try to stay on where do we think the root cause of the problems is. We can't just be, well, some dudes this way, some dudes that, because then we won't get to the issue. Because what's going to happen is dudes will be able to lean on whatever they want to lean on.
But that's what it is though, bro. You can't strip away what's reality. That's like you trying to say it will only be good in the world and no bad. You got to take the good with the bad. So you could never really pinpoint saying how do we basically change the solution. The only thing you can really do is tell people to change their decision on who they want to have a kid by.
Well, again, it depends on who you're talking to. Because I know the solution to all the problems.
What's the solution?
We need God. These children need God. Our men need God. Because, again, a person like you want a woman to come and follow you, but you have no standard. You have no foundation of how you live. You kind of just go with the flow. And that's a lot to ask a woman, especially like a woman that's getting some money, like you said, a woman who straight already got everything going for herself. For her to come and hop in a relationship with you and you don't follow you pretty much follow whatever your mind tells you, whatever emotions you have at the time. Because like I say, even if you say it's based on logic changes. That's still opinionated, depending on the person you're dealing with. So I think that is the biggest problem in the black community. And I think since men are supposed to lead, they are not leading because a lot of black men in the community that don't have fathers, which is the hood, they don't have a father, neither do they have God. So they're leaning on celebrities, other hood dudes, and things of that nature. So that is the biggest problem. That's why I say even with women having kids out of wedlock, it still falls on the man. Because the men we're being raised to be we've been sexualized. Like I said, boys are watching porn at a very young age. Now they want to have sex. I'm pretty sure girls are probably out here watching porn young too. So they want to have sex. They see all these celebrities, all the black celebrities want to show their bodies and be naked. And this is what our kids see. This is what we look up to. So I think we need God in the community. But as I'm talking to a man like you, I just want to hear your logic and how it sustains itself in a whole conversation, according to what you said yesterday. So that's why I'm just trying to get the solution out of you. How do we fix these? How do we fix these?
You can't fix it, bro, because you got good and bad in the world. That's something you would never be able to fix. It's certain stuff in life what is out of our control. It's set in stone. That's just what it is. You could never fix that solution. So the only thing you could do, is for people, all of us as a whole, you have to be able to surround yourself around people who know better. And if you just leaning towards these celebrities and all this crazy shit, then us as a whole gonna forever be lost. Because
but hold on, if you're saying, I don't agree that we can't fix the problem. Because again, if we're saying that the problem is that there's not men in the homes, then we can teach the youth that, hey, this ain't what you want, bro. Having kids out of wedlock, the worst decision for you. I've never been told that. Me being from 4th season, not knowing, actually it was only one dude, well, they was brothers, so I guess you say 2 dudes, but like I said, they was brothers. It was only one couple in 4th season that had a mother and a father in the house. The only one. So guess what? All these dudes that had kids out of wedlock was on child support, trapping and stuff like that, because, child support back then, you owe back that they taking out your check. Even my own daddy. None of these people ever warned me, like, bro, you don't want to have a child out of wedlock. It's a horrible decision. It's gonna upset your baby mama. She's gonna be mad if you don't marry her. And it's just, this what happened to your uncle, this what happened to your cousin, this what happened with me. Tell these stories. But instead of us having men that's telling these stories to our black brothers, we have people saying what you just said. We can't fix it. Yes, we can. We have to talk. We have to make black men aware.
That would be if you in the perfect world, bro.
No, it's not the perfect world. It's making them aware. It's one step at a time. Say, even if you talk to one young black brother a day who happen to be 14, bro, that's one life you save. If he decides to listen to you. But,
exactly. That's the whole point right there, and you could talk to you.
But you can't. We can't determine if a person gonna listen or not. But again, we still need the people out there doing the work. Because if nobody's, like I just told you, I never heard the sorrow stories about child support. I had my baby at 30, bro. Or was I 31? 31. I had my baby at 31. I had never heard these stories about, bro, that's the worst decision. That should be law in a black man book. Having a kid out of wedlock, the worst decision you could ever make. Don't do it. That should be law, even if your situation wasn't that bad. The fact that the numbers show that you're going in the wrong direction by having a kid out of wedlock is exactly why black men should be preaching this. Because again, it's not about, a lot of black women hear that and be like, what you trying to say about black women? Bro, it ain't about that. We're trying to save the black men from growing in black women, because when women go out here and get pregnant by a dude that leave them, that doesn't help them. That hurt them too. They was expecting, like you said, they expected some, they thought, oh, he was special, but then he left her. Now she got a kid, and all this is bad. So again, it starts with the man. It starts with the boys. So even though it's not fathers in these homes, us who at the basketball court, talk to these young dudes like, bro, don't do it. Y'all ain't got no kid, bro, don't do it. Wrap it up, bro. Whatever you gotta do, bro. It's the worst thing ever. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not good. And again, even if I feel like even black brothers who got a good situation, because I think your situation is amazing. I would literally call my baby mama every day and just, bro, you need anything? Grateful. Because what I go through, you're lucky. You're a lucky man. I don't even know. I want you as my lawyer, to be honest. Like, you're a lucky man. So what I'm saying is what the typical black man is going, what a lot of black men are going through having kids out of wedlock, it's not a good story, bro. You do have a few dudes who baby mama's cool, but you have a lot of them who do real evil with this stuff. And again, we have to, as black men, we don't talk about it enough because we look at it like we complaining and we want to be strong and big-headed and stuff. But it's like, if we want to fix the issue, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it in order to fix it. We can't just say it'll never change. Yes, it will. It will change the moment men like us start talking to the youth so they know.
Listen to me, bro. And I hear what you're saying, and that sounds good in the perfect world. But I think the only reason why it'll be a disconnect with you and me on that matter is because you still think that you could change somebody. No, bro. That's like going to the trap and trying to preach to them about you shouldn't sell drugs. Bro, that you could think you doing the right thing, bro. But them motherfuckers gonna sell drugs. So the only thing you could do is focus on the people who wanna listen and take that wheel. You know what I'm saying? If the way you saying it, that sounds in a way that it's potentially that everybody's gonna be good and there's not gonna be no evil. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live by both. If not, that means you blinded to the world. You got some people in the world, no matter how much.
That's not what I'm saying.
You said us as men that we need to we need to talk to every other man, young man, and prevent them from doing what they doing because we could change.
Try to prevent them. We can't stop them. We could try though.
Okay, try. That's cool. But when you look at reality, not how we want it to be, when you look at reality, out of 100 people, you might have 10 people who take you seriously. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? People
is that not progress?
Huh?
Is that not progress?
No. And the reason why I say it's progress,
if it go from 75% to 74% in 2 years, yes, it's not a big leap, but you got to understand every year the population is continuing to grow. So even if it goes down 1% in a 2 year span, that's a lot of people. Because even if only 10 people took me serious in a whole month, that's still 10 less kids born out of wedlock. And those 10 people are going to talk to whoever they friends is like, oh, nah, I heard them stories, bro. I heard. So again, I got 10 people that heard my story, my cousin, my brothers, and heard what we went through. And they telling their friend, oh, boy, I heard about, bro, don't do it, bro, don't do it. It travels. But what I'm saying is the awareness has to be made. It has to be said. Because again, I had a baby at 31 and I was never told what I could be going through. I always thought signing a birth certificate would have gave me rights to a child. That's a damn lie. All they did was sign me up for child support.